You know there's no fishing on this property, right?
Yeah, but we try. Mind your business, I'll mind mine.
Oh, really? Oh, bastard.
Now, me personally, I'm gonna need you to stay over there.
We're just trying to bring awareness. Do you not like my outfit? I look okay.
Are you trying to mock the trans community?
No, I am part of it. I'm gender fluid. I'm trans myself, so I can wear. What are you talking about? See, why do they get to decide who's trans and who isn't? That's it. These people.
We know you, Alex.
What? And I'm also Alexandria. I wear this outfit a lot. Okay.
I bet your mom would have loved this.
Oh my God! See, isn't that funny? They're making fun of my dead mom. That's really nice.
From the virus, right?
Well, yeah, I didn't say the virus is. These people are making fun of people's dead moms. Wow, these are really good people. I know, she would have. My mom was my biggest fan. I know, but see, at least
But she's dead.
Yeah, but I was close with my mom. Yeah.
She's dead.
These are the people we deal with. These are the people that say they're nice. They make fun of people's dead moms.
She can make jokes about people's dead parents, but God forbid somebody somewhere makes a joke about a fat woman. She's so big I had to put my phone in landscape mode. She's so big my damn cell phone got heavier watching that video.
Fat bitches need to shut up, bruh. In all respect and all honesty, like, it be a lot of the fat hoes talking. You fat bitches need to shut the fuck up. On God.
Do you know what else is not in the Constitution?
Real quick, she's a doctor. Continue.
Do you know what else is not in the Constitution? Your right to vote. Your right.
Voting, voting, and voting. Remember, she's a doctor.
Your right to marry.
Marriage, marriage, marriage. She's a doctor.
Right to privacy.
Privacy, but she's a doctor.
Your right to a fair trial by your peers.
Fair trial, fair trial, fair trial, fair trial. This is a fucking doctor.
There is also no mention of women or any women's rights in the Constitution. I'm not saying that the Constitution is not important, but it is outdated.
You have never read it, and you're a fucking doctor.
Has anybody noticed that our college institutions are starting to turn out more social justice warriors than they are actual professionals? Women are happier without children or a spouse, says happiness expert. What is a happiness expert? And we have empirical data that shows that women above the age of 50 that are childless and not married are far more likely to use antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication. The obesity paradox. How fat can be good for you. That doesn't seem politically biased. Why all straight men should try pegging once.
Come on, man, get your freaky ass on, man, on King Dave. Take your ass back to Diddy crib.
So a doctor can't define to me what a woman is, but a doctor's gonna tell me why I should be pegged. I'm sure that wasn't written by a man-hating feminist. The reason why colleges are pushing out so many more activists than they are professional nowadays is because in the college setting in 2024, only one opinion is allowed to be heard, and if it goes against the feminist narrative, it's not allowed to be talked about at all.
Female academics reported greater willingness than their male counterparts to support dismissal campaigns against a colleague who has conducted research that reached a controversial conclusion. A 2018 study of over 4,000 full-time college students on issues related to free speech on campus and diversity and inclusion found that 71% of men reported that protecting free speech is more important than promoting an inclusive society. 59% of women said promoting an inclusive society is more important than protecting free speech. 58% of men said that it is never acceptable to shut down speakers or to try to prevent them from delivering their remarks. 58% of women said that it was sometimes or always acceptable. A 2022 paper in which 574 undergraduates, graduates, and PhD students were asked to allocate 100 points towards 5 different academic priorities found that men allocated more points toward academic freedom and advancing knowledge than women, and women allocated more points towards social justice and emotional well-being than men. A 2020 paper in which 140 academic faculty at colleges and universities in the United States completed the same 5-point allocation task and found that women allocated more points to social justice and emotional well-being than men, and consequently had fewer points to allocate to advancing knowledge, academic rigor, and academic freedom, although these latter 3 did not reach statistical significance. A 2021 paper found that male researchers were more likely to specify scientific progress or the advancement of knowledge as the aim of their research. Female researchers were more likely to specify societal progress or external usefulness as the aim of their research. 2021 survey of over 468 psychology professors from the top 100 universities in the US found that when asked whether scholars should be completely free to pursue research questions without fear of institutional punishment for their research conclusions, among men, the majority, 60% said yes. Among women, the majority, 59%, said it's complicated, and 39% said yes, and only 0.6% said no. When asked whether scientists should prioritize the truth or social equity goals when the two conflict, among men, the majority prioritized truth. Women, on the other hand, the majority said it's complicated, and 43% prioritized the truth. 4.8% prioritized social equity. The overall theme of these differences is that men are more committed than women to the pursuit of truth as the raison d'etre of science, when women are more committed to various moral goals, such as equity, inclusion, and the protection of vulnerable groups. Put more simply, men are relatively more interested in advancing what is empirically correct, and women are relatively more interested in advancing what is morally desirable.
How are colleges pushing towards educational excellence if 60% of the people who go to colleges are women, and 60% of those women, which are the majority, believe that things that are contrary to their opinion shouldn't even be heard? If anything, college should be the place that challenges your views, so you can either change your views or you can strengthen the arguments for why you believe what you believe. I know some of y'all might be wondering, how do these feminist organizations suppress the data? Y'all remember when it was a popular talking point to say that when a male and a female college student are both drunk and they sleep with each other, only the male student R-worded the female student? Well, that's because feminist organizations teamed up with the educational institutions to go to the CDC to make them change the definition of the R-word to only penetrative. So basically, by the new definition, if you did a study based on the male experience of the R-word on college campuses, it would be disregarded because only men can technically penetrate women. Here are the actual statistics of the R-word and assault on college campuses when you make everything equal.
This is from researchgate.net. It's publication 33. You can look at it. Millennial women use physical violence to essay twice as often as millennial men, or all previous generations. You can find also there 60% of college women confess to. Hang on.
Can we run that back?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. You said, repeat that stat again.
Millennial women use physical violence to essay. They actually use the R word here, but I don't want to use it because you're on TikTok. Twice as often as millennial men or all previous generations.
What? Okay.
ResearchGate.net, publication 33, 60% of college women confess to SA facilitated by drugs and alcohol, 9% to using a weapon. This is from a book called Sexual Aggression. You can find it on Amazon. 43% of college men and high school youth report being SA'd, assaulted, or R-worded 95% of the time by women. APA.org, pubs, journals. 51% of college men reports being SA'd or R-worded since the age of 16. 95% by women. ResearchGate, publication 23, according to the CDC's 12-month statistics on sexual violence, the most accurate statistic on the prevalence. 50% of the victims of forced sex were male, according to the CDC's lifetime statistics. The most accurate statistic regarding who is R-wording who. On who is perpetuating SA, 80% of the men were R-worded by women. You can also find on the worldwide survey, this is from ResearchGate publication 64, found that 3% of men reported forced sex in a heterosexual relationship and 2.3% of women reported forced sex in their heterosexual relationship, meaning that women will wake up a man with a BJ far often than he will wake her up with X when it is not warranted. So, by the way, this goes on and on and on. I have so many stats on this, it's unbelievable. What they did, the CDC, was they said if it's non-penetrative sex, they dismissed the findings. They dismissed them because it's non-penetrative. So basically, all male SA is ruled out as being SA. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Men can't have a woman, or a woman can't penetrate a man? Is that what they're saying?
Well, no, not generally. What are they going to penetrate them with? Their finger?
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think. No, what they do is they drug them. They drug them, or they sleep with them while they're drunk, or things like this. Which if the role, it is. If the role is reversed, it's considered SA by these colleges. So they're applying the same standard the college applies to SA towards women, where you would get your stats of how many women were SA'd on a college campus. They're applying the same exact standard to men.
Okay, so you're saying the statistics that I have that are saying that men perpetuate most sexual whatever violent crimes. You're saying that those statistics are telling me something different.
Those are convictions, right?
Well, they're telling you there. So what you're looking at is a mixture of FBI statistics based on prosecution. This is looking at the same way where public data is gathered for how many women have been SA'd. So you've heard this before, right? Most SA goes unreported. Most R word goes unreported.
Yeah.
You've heard that? Right. Okay. So the only way that you can gather that data is based around self-reports. So since they're gathering it around self-reports, they use the same standard to gather these same self-reports for men. And lo and behold, it was higher than what women reported.
So when you see objective reality being refuted by more and more professionals, just understand that when they go into these institutions are geared more towards caring about people's emotions than they are objective truth. What type of institution with integrity would do something like this?
The Scripps National Spelling Bee now accepts misspelled words as correct, apparently. Women, spelled W-O-M-E-N, can now be spelled as W-O-M-Y-N. They're saying it is because in the Merriam-Webster Unabridged Dictionary, W-O-M-Y-N is a variant spelling of women used in feminist contexts since it omits the M-E-N ending. So now I guess at the spelling bee, if someone spells it wrong, they just say, hey, you know what? That's close enough. That spelling is your truth.
They use these institutions to demonize men, weaponize women, and push out their propaganda because only one side of the story is allowed to be heard. So when you see these institutions churning out more activists than professionals, it's not even surprising. They're echo chambers where if you don't agree with them, your studies aren't allowed and your voice isn't allowed. Just remember that a smart dog is easier to train than a dumb dog. And just because you go to these institutions, it don't even necessarily make you smart. And just because you're intelligent, it doesn't make you wise. Some of the wisest things I've ever heard were told to me by the dumbest people I ever talked to. Let me know in the comments below if this video was a W or a L, and give me the HBO special. That's El Brother House special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Till next time.